Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's 1,000 Chickens Podcast. I'm Emilio, and of course,
What's up?
I got my boy Jaden here. What is it, episode 7 now?
Episode 6, maybe? It might be 6 or 7.
Yeah, we're excited, man.
Yeah.
Sunday's coming up next week.
yeah.
First games of the season. So you got to tune in. This is the most important time of the year.
Very true. Today, we're doing things a little bit different.
We're very excited for today's
As you can
episode.
see, we have some space back here. That's because today we're bringing on our first guest ever, 1,000 Chickens Podcast. We'd like to welcome in the man himself,
Alex Colias of the red team.
Barangay Jokic. What's going on, bro?
The Barangay
What's going
Jokic.
on,
What's up,
bro?
guys? Just watch the ring.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
So we're excited to have you on. We got to with the first days coming up.
Yeah, first, so we're recording this about a week and a half before the season starts. So, with things coming up, we're excited to see how the new teams are going to look.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, first week coming up. Hey, we got the green light. The mics are back. So me and Emilio, if you guys want to come see us in action.
Guys got to pop out.
You got to pop out.
You got to.
So the first thing that we want to get into today is a very early power rankings, a prediction of where we think each team is going to be at. On top of that, I think we're also going to do the
we're gonna do a quick overview. Quick overview of
each team.
Yeah, we're gonna along with the power rankings, the team's record predictions for the season, and also after that, we're gonna talk about the week 1 matchups because those are some things to point out and look out for. So.
Yep. So we're excited because there's a lot that's gonna be going on, and it's nice to have finally have a third opinion on things because we're usually talking about it to each other. So I mean, do you want to start off? We're gonna go. How do you want to do it?
So yeah, I mean we'll set it off now. We'll head into the power rankings. We before this we all had some time to look over and take down our own notes. So what we're gonna do? Obviously we have 8 teams. So I think we're gonna go bottom to top, 8 to 1, and then we're gonna talk about our 8th place, 7th place, so on and so forth until we get to number 1.
Perfect.
So I mean I think we should let our guests go first.
Of
Alex.
course.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. So anything you wanted to say before we start?
I think it's going to be an exciting year. Teams got a lot better all around, and I'm excited to see what I think it's the most exciting season that we've had so far.
I feel like it's things have shifted so much that I don't really have an idea of what's gonna happen.
I don't think there's a clear-cut number one,
Yeah.
and I just think we're in for some good basketball.
Yep. So with that, let's head into power rankings. We're gonna start with our last place again. We like to preface this: zero bias, no hate.
Zero bias, no
so
hate.
if you see your team at 8, 7, 6,
wherever,
we can only go off what we've seen in the past.
Prove us wrong.
So,
Take this to heart and prove us
prove
wrong.
us wrong. Prove us wrong.
let it light the fire. Show them the ring. Show them the ring.
Come on, guys.
This could be you.
This could be you,
could
bro.
be you.
Just because you're 8'7", that doesn't matter.
It's this your play on the court. So let's just jump into it. What do you
So,
have for
what do
8?
you have at 8, Alex? I think we'll go we could go this way.
Perfect.
No hate. At my number 8 spot, I got the yellow team. I think that, with the way things ended last year, on top of the fact, Adrian's away, I think that it's just going to make for a team that, has a potential to be a contender, but I see them dropping back in the standings a little bit.
I could see it.
Yeah.
Especially with their new additions and most importantly their losses.
Yeah.
I feel like we spoke about this. I feel like they've taken a step back as a team.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's pretty hard to replace a 25 point per game scorer.
Yeah.
Like, where is that scoring going to come from?
Exactly.
is
And
my
also a
first thought.
clear-cut leader.
Yeah, they lose that point guard. They lose that leader of their team. They lose that scorer on their team. So someone's gonna have to step up. So, but yeah, based off like what we've seen so far,
They're a team that could surprise
understand
us.
it.
I think,
Yeah,
Adam,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is to you. Prove us wrong. Take charge of that team.
Yes.
Take charge of that team and prove us wrong. Prove me wrong. I don't know what they got.
Whoever that may be. So, Emilio, who do you have at 8?
My number 8, I got the gray team.
Okay.
This is a team that I honestly have no idea what they're gonna do. Like, I don't know, but I remember speaking about their weaknesses, and they definitely outweigh the talent the amount of talent that's on that team. I don't see a lot of size. I also don't see a facilitator as well. So that's gonna be a big issue. Someone's gonna need to fill that hole, and they also have a big size discrepancy
For sure.
in the 5 and the 4.
Yeah. So for my 8 team, I'm gonna also have the gray team.
Yep.
Like Emilio said, there's not much to really say about this team other than that, it's kind of like they're the new purple team. It's just a bunch of guys that they threw together.
They're unproven.
Yeah,
you know?
and I think they're like position-wise, they're kind of lacking in certain areas. I wouldn't say they have a clear-cut point guard. They have a lot of guys that can maybe take over that role. So it's gonna be interesting to see who takes over that role and how the rest of the team plays around that.
Yeah.
And also the big men, like you said. So I don't know how they're gonna be able to manage with that. Like you said, the size comparing their team to the other big teams around the league, how they might get taken advantage of matchup wise.
I just
So
they don't match up well. I don't
Yeah.
see great team matching up well, even with a team like Yellow. I mean,
got
that
the
Yellow
big-
team's just a team full of big dudes.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's tough. I mean, I feel like Yellow team could beat the Gray team. And
Yeah, I
so I want to ask you why you have Yellow team at 8.
I think
other than Gray.
I think it's tough. I think the teams are fairly close, but where I would give the advantage is I think that the top end talent, is better on Gray than it is on Yellow. And no disrespect or anything, but I just think maybe that talent could steal a game or two if you get a 30 piece from Keenan or something like that. Like he could get a game or two.
I feel like the scoring potential. They're,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
like a on and off team, but if they get it going, because Keenan's a great shot creator, so
Yeah.
you're gonna have to pull a man there.
When he catches fire, like it's no
Yeah,
joke. The dude
yeah.
can score. So
Yeah, and yeah, like I don't know much of these other guys besides the Twins and a couple others, but
Yeah.
So
it's
I
just like,
mean,
you
we
don't
don't
know.
Yeah.
But
what did you guys have your predictions for their record for Gray?
for Gray, I had them as 2-5. So there's 7 games. Each team is gonna play 7 games in the season. That means they play each team once. That's excluding playoffs. So, but yeah, I had them as going 2-5.
okay, I got them 1-6 this season. I feel like the only team on paper, just if I put it on paper, the only team that they could really go up against is either green or purple.
Okay.
And I don't know. Maybe they could steal a game or two with the great shooting.
Yeah.
But in order to win consistently, you need to play as a team, and I need to see that there.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what
I
did
had
you have for
Yellow going 1-6. I think they could get a game, but I think it's going to be a tough year for them for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's move on to 7.
Move on to 7.
All right, with my 7 seed, I had the Gray team.
Okay.
Going
Yep.
2-5. I think they do have the talent, but I think their lack of experience playing together and playing in the league, like it's an adjustment for sure. Like when I came into the league, like it wasn't just like automatically like comes natural. Like you have to adjust to the
play style.
physicality and the play style of the league, and I think that's where they're gonna lose some games, maybe towards the start of the year especially.
Yeah. And the thing is, with the culture of Philham, it's really team-oriented basketball.
Definitely.
Yeah. For
And
sure.
the team that plays as a team is always the winner. I
Everyone
always
was
see
gonna-
that.
Yeah.
So I mean, this great team, the whole team is new, except John Rodriguez.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to step up and be the veteran for the team.
Hey, John,
This is
this
your time,
team now,
John.
This is your team
Yeah.
now, John.
So I mean, my number 7, I got Yellow,
Okay.
and I mean we spoke about it already. It's a bottom heavy team. Like you know what I'm saying? A bunch of big men
Yeah.
and no facilitator. I don't see a facilitator on that
Who's
team.
going to handle the ball?
Yeah.
Like who's taking the ball up the court? Where's your Adrian there?
Mhm.
So I think that
You have James Lim possibly.
I mean,
And you have Johnny.
yeah, I think Matt. It's gonna have to be Matt. Matt to step
Yeah.
up there.
Matt or Adam, because
Yeah.
Adam is, like he plays as a guard.
Yeah, but then again, you could move him to 1, but
Yeah.
then
you
then
lose
you
that.
lose- you
but then
lose
you lose
another-
your big man.
his
lose a
paint
body
presence
down
that
low.
he
Because they
provides.
have a lot of forwards, but they don't have a big man, and that the only center style
Adam.
big man is Adam.
Yeah.
Maybe Jacob a little bit.
Yeah.
Could count
Fuentes.
Jacob, but
he-
honestly, I feel like with all the size that's added, he kind of is on the smaller side.
Yeah,
now.
he
For
definitely
the
is.
big- for
Yeah.
big men, so.
So I mean, how about you, Jaden?
I'm gonna have the yellow team at 7th as well.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
man. So you guys have a lot to prove, because I
Yeah.
mean, look.
Consensus bottom 2 teams.
Yeah.
Always does 3, but
Yeah, but yeah, what were you gonna say?
doesn't. I mean, it matters, but it doesn't matter at the same time. Like you could prove us wrong. I'm sure not a lot of people picked Red to win the whole thing last year, and
Yeah.
Yeah. So
predictions are only so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to go ahead and push on to
Yeah,
6?
for sure.
Yeah. So 6. who
For
did
my
you have?
6th seed, and it's going to be a little surprising, I think. I think they got better, but I also think the league in general got better. I got the purple team
Oh wow!
going 3
really?
and 4. I think kind of similar in the with the gray team is the fact that they haven't played together a lot. Like Brandon and Shane
Yeah.
have played together, but they're adding Jamel, they're adding
Josh
Medina.
Medina.
But I think like that's a lot of touches that these guys need.
Right,
Like,
there's
I
only
think
one ball.
Brandon needs the ball in his hands. I don't think I think Shane needs the ball in his hands, and I think that could be where they struggle a little bit offensively.
Yeah.
And also defensively, I think defense wins championships, and
I would agree that they're
Yeah.
a little weaker.
I
on
think they're a
defense.
weak defensive team,
Yeah.
and I have them going 3 and 4. So
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
I knew it was gonna be
Purple
surprising.
at 6?
Purple.
I-
That's,
I-
I,
I
mean,
can
that's
see
a
where
tough
he's-
call.
I
I
see where
mean,
he's coming
'cause
from.
you'll find out.
I think the league has just gotten so much better all around
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
even though they got better, I think it's gonna be tough. I think it's gonna be
Yeah.
tough.
So
Wow.
you have-
For number 6 for me, I got green team
Damn.
going 2 and 5 for the season.
2 and. Alright.
Look,
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Say your
Do you
piece.
want me to say?
Nah, say your piece. Go
You
ahead.
gotta say it, I think.
Go ahead for your addition.
Oh. No, we can do that later. Go ahead.
Okay, but the green team, I mean,
I mean,
I
no,
just-
you put him at 6, so you reveal why.
Oh.
Well, okay, yeah.
For
So
anybody that doesn't know, Adrian is joining the green team. He's the mystery player that you saw in the previous episode. And out of all the answers that this green team needs offensively, I don't see that as the answer. That's my honest opinion. That's how I feel about it. Adrian is one of the best players in the league. But throw him in a team like green team, I don't know. Like I don't see the fit. I see him more as this like had to take the position off the bench, which is already one
It's
thing.
interesting.
And then you'd have to force him to play a more facilitating type of basketball, which is also not his game.
Jaden's quiet over there.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I
how
have
no
a lot to say.
no
I have a
I
lot
mean
to say
like
about it.
like that's why I have him at 6. I feel like even with this, you're gonna be able to play a defense that I feel like could stop the green team if you're able to stop the guards. Because at that point, everybody knows that you're just gonna feed it to one of the big men, and then you know what I'm saying. You need a player that's better facilitating, dependent on the options that are on the floor, and that's how I feel about it.
Okay. I mean, I'll say my opinion when we get to when I have green team on my list.
Okay, yeah, that's
But
better.
for my 6th spot, I'm gonna have the pink team.
Yo, you're thinking, bro. You're thinking, bro. Yo. Go.
That's not because he put us at 6, but realistically, I mean, last year these guys went 0-12, and I mean, while they are adding a lot of significant,
Changes,
a lot of significant talent, kind of like what Alex said, the league has also just gotten so much better.
Yeah.
So regardless of the fact that they improved a lot by adding whoever they added and losing whoever they lost, long story short, I had to put these guys there because all the teams above I just see them as better.
Better.
It's tough to
yeah.
put them above one of those
It's
teams.
tough to put them above whoever I have listed.
Yeah, and it's tough because, like, you're right. The league did get so much better,
Yeah.
and it's tough to keep up while staying fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could throw all these new people on the team, but will it be fair? So
I said it before. Like I think Pink is one of those teams that like has a low floor but a high ceiling. Like I think that if things don't go well, it could go like similar to last season, like a 1-6, 2-5 record. But at the same time, if things mesh well and you add Ben and you add Tyler into the rotation and it's like an effortless mesh, I think that they could be a contender.
yeah.
So-
And I don't see a lot. The thing with Pink Team, and I'll go more in depth later when I say where we're at. There's not a lot. We have a lot of people that like to catch and shoot, and King's play style. He can slash, and he has a lot of options to kick out too. But I'll speak up more about it later. But I also want to talk about like with with the season only being 7 games. Like I kind of like the fact that it's 7 games because every game is gonna be a war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the 7 games is not a lot at all.
Yeah, you don't have any games to spare.
Yeah, and with
So-
the bottom 2 teams not being eligible for the playoffs, is that how it
Yeah,
works,
I
right?
believe so.
Dude, every game is war.
Super
Every game.
important every
Every
single
game is war, and that's the thing. In a 7 game, like you're thinking, in a 7 game series, like there could be one day you're bad, one day you're good. You know, it's just I don't know. I'm excited for it because people are gonna play the part of this is my last. This is gonna be a great game.
Because I mean, that's when you play that team. That's gonna be the only time you see that team.
Yeah.
Unless
you see each other in the playoffs.
Exactly.
But I mean, it makes it exciting because every game's just so important.
Yeah.
So,
We'll move on to
Number 5, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I also had purple going 3 and 4. I don't know what you guys had.
Oh,
Each
I
other's
I
teams
had
going.
I have
was it
pink
6?
going- I have yellow. My 8, 7, and 6. All have them going 2 and 5.
Three-way tie.
Oh, okay.
Three-way tie.
Okay.
Cool.
So I don't know if that works out mathematically, but
Depending on probably head-to-head record
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so for my my 5th seed, I got the pink team. I got them going 4 and 3. I think there definitely is optimism going into the season.
for sure.
But I also think, like Jaden said, it's tough to put them above the teams that I have in the top 4 seeds. So
Really, I just need to hear who you guys have it for.
I think that you guys will definitely show improvement. I think
Oh, yeah,
for
definitely.
King, having the ball in his hands at the top of the key with his speed, the floor is going to be so much more open now when you
Yeah.
have Matt being able to play his natural position at a stretch 4. And then you also have Ben, he's a pretty lethal shooter. I played with him now a few times, and he has definitely impressed me with his shooting.
The thing is with pink team, I like. There's so many different variations of what the starting 5 could be, and dependent on what you think it should be, it's gonna switch the play style up, which is exciting and worrying at the same time, because I need something consistent. You know what I'm saying? So we can at least go, hopefully, 4 and 3.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
goal for this year,
Yeah.
to actually get into the playoffs this time and try and make a statement.
Yeah, because it's hard too. Because like you said, you have so much variability in that lineup,
Yeah.
and it's hard to find something that's consistent. Because again, like there's only 7 games in the season, so
Yeah.
you don't have much time to figure out what works. So that's why these first 2-3 games are going to be what
everything.
really solidifies
Yeah.
each team's play style, and they're going to have to commit to that throughout the season.
And that's just crazy because the first couple games are so important, but every team is pretty much adjusting except for like the blue team or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, do you want to say anything else about the pink team?
I'm excited to see. I go get a top 4 seed. Go make a run in the playoffs.
I wish.
Uh,
But for me, number 5, I got the black team going 3 and 4. I mean, the whole time that I've known this black team, they've just like stayed like consistently in the
Yeah.
middle.
Yeah.
They're not the best team in the world, but they're not the worst team either. But they made some big jumps this year, especially with the addition of Didi.
Yeah.
The size is what they needed, but what you guys were saying, the league has gotten so much better, and I don't know if just adding a tall guy is the answer to be on top.
I do also have to say, like, the addition of Curtis, I think he's going to bring a certain level of defensive
Yeah.
toughness.
Yeah, I think that's huge for them. as well.
Whether he's coming off the bench or running at the 2 off of Ryan.
Mhm.
Like, I think he's going to help the team immensely in terms of, being a big guard who can guard
Yeah.
up.
The addition of Curtis is great. I don't know if it's enough to compete for the championship. I don't know how you guys feel about. I don't know where you have him at, but that's just how I feel about it.
Okay. Solid. So at my 5, I have the purple team going 3 and 4.
Wow.
Um,
You guys are underestimating this purple team, bro.
it's not so much underestimating because I mean on purple this team looks incredible.
Mhm.
Like they have Brandon and Shane already,
Mhm.
and then you're gonna add
Jamel.
you're gonna add Jamel, and you're gonna add a lethal shooter and Josh Medina.
Like that's crazy.
It could
Yeah.
very well be, like, the best starting 5 on paper.
That to
does
me
look
that
like
is the best starting 5.
But I mean, just there's not enough touches to go around.
Yeah.
These 4 guys are all ball dominant. They all need the ball. I mean, we'll see how it plays out. But like from what I've seen when I've played these guys, they're at their best when they have the ball in their hands.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like whenever I'm playing with Brandon, there's never a time where I see him not touch the ball down
True.
the floor.
I've known Brandon probably like 10 years now, and we used to play against each other in high school. And from as long as I've known him, he's always been the guy on his team. He was the guy at Del Val and NAAU teams. He was always that guy. So
Yeah.
is he willing to sacrifice his stats and his touches for the betterment of the team?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's my challenge for him is, can we see that? Can we see you prove me and Jaden wrong and lead your team to a top 3, top 4 seed?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like this team, they have a lot of talent. both sides of the ball. Shane is good on defense. They have Jamel good on defense. They have some other glue guys in there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I think the offensive side it could be a double-edged sword for them because they have countless threats, but there's only one basketball to go around. So if they're able to find what works for them and make that click, I think they could very well end as the top 3 seed. Again, like this team, I don't really see a clear like leader or team captain. So if they can find that unity and find something that works for them, I think they'll be good. So yeah, we can move on to our fourth. We finished with the bottom 4. Let's move on to the top 4. Alex, who do you have at
For
your number 4?
my 4 seed, I have the black team going 4-3. I think, Ryan, you got the best player in the league. I think you're going to win games. I think he's going to win you games. And I think they've built the team around him pretty well. I think that, Curtis and Didi, I think those are pieces that are only going to help them.
Yeah.
Where I think they might lack a little bit is obviously the defenses are going to, focus on Ryan. Do they have enough shooting to make the defenses pay for focusing and showing all their defense on Ryan?
And they lost a lot of that.
Because Medina is a huge
Josh
loss
Medina is
Medina's
one of the best
huge
shooters
loss.
in the league, and that's definitely going to be a loss for them. But I think they're a top 4 team. I think the talent is good, and I think that they'll be competitive in every game that they play.
Yeah, they need to come up with a clear secondary scorer, because to me the secondary scorer in my eyes would be Ferry in that team, and you're right, they're gonna double Ryan.
Yeah.
So you need to be ready to shoot it because there's a hole that needs to be filled that Josh left when he left the team. For my 4, I got blue going 5-2.
Wow, 5-2.
5-2
number
at 4. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean this blue team is tough, and I honestly feel like there wasn't really that many changes that need to be had, but they added the new Patterson brother, which I feel like is a great addition. The only thing that could be holding them back is the power differential on that team. I feel like the professor needs to set like the same as purple team. Then he needs to set the tone and let the team know that this is the year and play as a team. They just need they had that with Chevy, the big energy spark, but they need to hold it throughout the whole game.
Yeah, definitely.
They die out near the 4th, and you have players getting tired, and that can't happen in the 4th, and especially in the finals last year. And that's why I have them at 4. They struggle to, in my opinion, they struggle to close out games. But they're a great team.
Yeah.
Great team. If they could keep it going, and then with the addition of Jude, which is a great perimeter defender, this could be the year. But they need to prove me with just their attitude. That needs to be proven to me.
Fair enough. So at my 4 seed, I have black team going 4-3. Kind of like what Alex said. Like losing Josh Medina is huge for them. Like that shooting threat next to Ryan.
Yeah.
It was something that caught a lot of teams off guard last year, and he ended up making them pay for it. But again, like addressing their important issue, which was size, which they got now, adding Didi to the team. And again, also adding Curtis, a good two-way player. I think they have a lot of depth now, whereas last year, their bench wasn't too much of a threat when they were playing games. They're filling out positions that they need help in.
Yeah. What would you say their starting 5 would be?
I mean, for pretty much all the teams that you can, it's interchangeable. But yeah,
Ryan, Didi are 2 guarantees.
Yeah.
I think you.
I think Ferry, you
Ferry,
need
John.
Ferry John, and
Ferry,
either
John.
Todd's or Nelly, whichever if you need size.
Yeah.
Depending on the team.
Yeah,
Could
but-
start Curtis too.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and
Like
you
these
saw
guys,
Curry.
like this entire roster, even Tito Jess could start if he needs to. But again, like this team looks very solid. They don't really, I don't see many weak points. Like Emilio said, they're kind of like a middle of the pack team. They're not really excelling, but they're not near the bottom at all either. So I mean, I'm excited to see how they play this year.
I think my challenge be for Ryan. You know that the defense is going to be focused on you. What are we going to expect from your playmaking this year? You have pieces around you. You have the depth, like Jaden said. Are you going to find your guys and go win a championship?
Yeah.
You guys, I think you have a
It's about
team
time.
that
Because
can
he
do it.
has all the pieces now.
He's got
It's
all the
about
pieces.
time,
Yeah.
I would say the only thing they really lack is just like floor spacing.
Yeah.
Jaden was saying that, but you're right. If Ryan could pass the ball more, like this with the doubles coming, it could be good.
It could be very good. Yeah.
So we're top 3 now.
Top three.
Top three.
Top three. This is where.
I think this is where my contenders like officially start, and I would probably put Green at the 3 seed, going
I'll take
4 and
three.
3, tying with Black,
I'll
but
take
I
three.
think that they are a slightly better team than Black, and I think I just respect the discipline that their team brings, the defense obviously.
Yeah.
Now you have Adrian, who he's probably not going to score as much on Green because you got guys like Ron and got Jaden coming off the bench, but I think that with the defense that Green team runs, it's going to be able to almost mask the lack of size they have in their 2 guards. And yeah, I think they're going to be a very good team and somebody that you should watch out for. They are a team that can hold you under 50 points any given day, and I think that's always going to be a dangerous thing to go up against.
That and it's crazy. They have super quick guards, but body in the post, big men.
It's going to be tough.
And I want to see how that works.
Yeah.
So for my number 3, I got Red going 5 and 2. Come on, wait. Let me cook.
I'm willing to listen.
I mean,
all right, let's hear it.
I feel like this team downgraded with the loss. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
It's a big loss.
They lost Robin.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. And I don't see how you're gonna mesh the new additions into the team. And there's also with the new additions, I'm not really sure who they are. So there's also the what ifs. What if these players are like not compatible? I'm not saying that they won't be good or bad or anything like that. What if they aren't compatible for the Red culture? You guys fight, and these guys need to be on page with that. And if they aren't, I see this team struggling. And I also need to see Devin's new role in that team.
I'm excited to see
Yeah,
that.
I'm excited as well. I'll talk more about Red when I get to them. But Jaden, for your 3.
My 3, I have Blue Team going 4 and 3.
Fair.
Like these, to be honest, 1, 2, and 3 could be interchangeable for me. These guys are all like this Blue Team. I feel like they're kind of a sleeper going into this next season.
Yeah.
Just because of people aren't looking at how big of a addition Justin is to that team. Like you're pretty much copy and pasting another Patterson brother, and the 2 that they already have, they've already established the presence on that in that Blue Team culture.
I feel like with the Blue Team too, especially going into the playoffs, one of their biggest weaknesses was just stamina. This team gets tired, and with the addition of Justin, I feel like you have Donnie and Marcus that could take a break.
Yeah, you have more. Yeah, exactly. Like you're able to rotate your big guys in. You don't need to keep them in that whole game. Or what they would do last year, they would have to go small for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then that would usually lead to them
going to scoring
losing
run.
some possessions. Yeah. So and again, adding Jude, great perimeter defender. I think these guys are looking solid. It's kind of similar to Black Team. They have a lot more depth now compared to last year. And they have that momentum coming in from making it all the way to the finals. So I don't see why they can't make another great run this year. So hey, we got 2 and 1 left. Alex, who do you have at your number 2 spot?
For my 2 seed, I got the Blue Team. I again, like off of what Jaden said, they made it to the finals last year. They have a sort of momentum going into this new season. And on top of that, they add J. Pat, the 3rd Patterson brother. And I just think that starting 5, it's going to be tough to guard a lot of teams. You got 5 guys that can initiate offense. It's just a recipe for a lot of points to be put up.
Recipe for greatness.
I'm excited to see it. I think, Chevy leading a team, in this league, I think he'll just lead them to success.
Yeah.
And I could see them right back in the championship game for this season.
And the thing is, Chevy was able to feel out how the league works and all the players as well. I see him coming out more, and I think he'll be better prepared for this upcoming season.
I think he's been able to establish himself as the leader.
Yeah.
So.
I got them going 5 and 2, but I think where they might lack a little bit, and it's not that big of a deal because they got 5 guys who are all in pretty good shape, is their bench. I feel like, do you have a guy that can come off the bench and give you 10 to 12 points.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do, but I guess we'll see.
That's fair. Yep. I agree with that.
So for my number 2, I got Pink going 6-1. You see these guys laughing? This fuels my fire.
Yo, King, I'm sorry if you're seeing this, King. I still love you, King.
This team,
Nothing against you, King.
we added this team. We added so much size, and on top of that size, we added a lot of shooting. And those were the biggest issues that we had to the prior season. And now Matt can slide to his natural 4, which is his position. He wants to play that stretch big. He loves to shoot the ball. And you have Ben, who likes to play in the post, and you got King, who can slash. And you got me, the best shooter in the league.
I'm just gonna pull that on picture again.
I just think offense is not going to be the problem for Pink. I think offensively, assuming everything meshes well and nobody's going to, be selfish trying to take 25, 30 shots a game.
Yeah.
I think the offense is going to come naturally.
Yeah.
I think defensively is where I have you guys lacking a little bit.
Yeah.
And
I could see that.
Maybe it's a little bit of a personnel thing, but yeah, I don't know. That'd be my challenge to the Pink team is, be a top 3 defensive team. Let's see what you can do. Go on a run in the playoffs.
Yeah, I would say that is our biggest weakness. Like, we don't have a defensive-minded player in this team. Like,
Yeah.
they're all
A lot of you
big
guys
shooters.
are more offense oriented.
Yeah.
So, which not saying you guys don't play defense, but again, with a lot of the size being added, while still only having Matt and now Ben, are you guys able to cover? When you guys have to sub out
Yeah.
certain players.
Yeah.
So, moving on with my second seed, I'm gonna have to go with my team, the green team. I have us at 2, going 5-2 this year, or this summer. And I mean, I thought it was interesting earlier what you were talking about, having Adrian on the team. And yeah, like while he's gonna have to take a massive role change here, I think, that's definitely gonna be our biggest challenge going into there, being able to incorporate Adrian atop.
And you're right. He might be able to embrace it.
Because I mean, he fits the green team culture. He's Filipino.
Yeah.
So that's all you really need, to be honest. And he's old now. He's 30. He's over 30, and he's married.
Yeah,
So
that
he's
is
officially
true.
in the club now.
That is the
He
criteria.
actually meets the criteria head on now. So, and I mean, that adds a lot more flexibility into our lineup, and
Yeah.
he gives us a lot more speed. And now, if you guys don't remember, again, we're having Ron coming back this season. He played like maybe 1-2 games last season. So yeah, adding 2 incredibly quick guards and 2 incredibly quick scoring guards, that gives us a lot more fluidity in our lineup. I have yet to talk to him about this, but he's gonna have to understand that his numbers are not gonna look like what they did on Yellow Team.
Yeah.
But the trade-off for that is we're winning games. So
I agree. I agree with you. I think
Yeah.
any team that Adrian were to join, I think Green is the one that can get him to, buy into the team
Yeah.
more than any other team. And I think it's going to be a good addition for you. It might take a few games to figure out, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. And I mean, if you have a team with Adrian, Ron, Travis, offensively, that is just going to be an extremely tough to guard
Exactly.
team. So
Like we have threats all across the board.
Yes, the
So
3-level threat.
yeah. So I mean, I think we're gonna be able to. I really do believe that we're gonna be able to figure this whole situation out, and it's gonna benefit us. But yeah, I have us at 2, making a strong run this year, and hopefully we can get another summer league ring, back to back.
Mickey Mouse.
this one is not Mickey Mouse, though. I don't think.
Nah,
This
this,
one
this,
not-
this is stamped right now. This is official now. It's not fraudulent.
All right, so yeah, moving on to our
Number
number
one.
one power ranking seeds.
For my
Yeah.
number 1 seed, I got the red team going 6-1. I mean, we won it last year. I think we all feel really good about the season. We're all, healthy going into the year, which is important.
Yeah.
I don't think, it's tough to go undefeated. I think, last year we thought we were going to go undefeated. We lost 2 games. Like, it just happens. You have a bad shooting day or, whatnot.
Yeah.
But I
Our other
think
team's
that
just better than you.
No, facts. This is a team. Yo.
I think
I'm playing.
I'm just gonna shout out my boy Randy. I think that when you have such an elite defender at your at your point guard position,
Yeah.
he's such a luxury to have,
Yeah.
and he could clamp your best player any day that he really wants to. On top of that, I feel like Devin, he's been in the gym a lot
Yeah.
lately. He's working.
Hey, Devin's looking good, man.
You got me and Leo down low, and then you also got John for shooting, and then Travis Gale. We watched him the other day play on Thursday. The dude he's a 6'3" elite defender. The offense is gonna come, and I think he's gonna be huge for us off the bench.
So moving on, my number 1 is I got purple going 6-1.
Wow. He's high on purple.
I really like this purple team.
Okay.
They have they're just teaming with talent. I mean, wipe that stupid smile off your face.
Purple
You know-
and pink 1 and 2, bro.
What'd you have purple at?
I had him at 5.
Yeah, I had him at 6. I mean, we're just we have different opinions on them.
I mean, I don't have much to say about it. We spoke about it because I said about what I felt about it earlier.
I mean, like other than like what I said earlier about touches not being enough touches, I also think chemistry might be an issue for them.
Yeah.
Because again, you have so many ball dominant guys, it might be hard for them to come to like a general consensus saying like, okay, this is what's best for our team, and just having everyone be on board with that. It might take a couple games for them to figure it out, but I mean, having them at you have them at 1.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so just to clarify, pink and purple were the last 2 seeds last year, and you have them as the top. Oh no, I'm just clarifying. I'm not trying to say anything, but I'm just clarifying.
Yeah.
So you have okay, all right.
I mean, I can't wait, guys. Please, purple, don't let me down. Cause I'm saying this right now, yo. I'm waiting for the end of the season video. We're gonna have Alex back, and we're gonna review this. We're gonna review it because I can't wait to laugh at you guys.
All right, okay.
So Jaden, go ahead.
My number 1 is gonna be the red team as well. I'm going 5 and 2. I mean, yeah, Robin's definitely a huge loss for them. I also think your bench guys got slightly weaker. I mean, I don't know how these the 2 new guys, Ralph and David, I don't know. I haven't seen them play before, so I don't know how they're gonna work out with you guys. I mean, honestly, you guys managed fine last year. The games that you didn't have Robin, you guys still looked really good out there. I just think it might be a problem come playoff time, because that's when you really need him.
Yeah.
You need. That,
I agree.
You
He
need
is
that spark.
He's a great closer. Also,
Exactly, yeah.
we need a shot to at the end of the game. It
Yeah.
would be in his hands more likely than not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think especially with the amount of off-season work Devin's been putting in. I
Yeah,
saw him this past week. He's looking great. He's looking a lot skinnier.
Yeah.
It's the same Devin we know, but faster.
Yeah.
And that's something that's
Pretty
scary.
dangerous. And I think the addition of Jeremy is actually a big pickup.
I didn't even mention him. He's
Yeah, I
going to
think
be
Jeremy's gonna be
huge
awesome
for
for you
spacing the
guys.
floor.
Yeah.
We watched him. We played with him.
Remember that day
2
you
Sundays
sat-
ago, the guy was hitting half-court shots.
Yeah,
like,
he was.
3 in a
He
row.
was. He was.
Obviously,
He's honestly a great shooter.
he's not
Yeah.
not going to be shooting those types of shots in game, but just to have him is going to be such a luxury.
Yeah.
With him on one side, John on the other side, me, Devin, Randy, driving.
Slashing.
Like that
That's
is just going to
dangerous.
be. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be very tough to
He's
stop.
gonna have a lot of good looks for sure.
It's all easy to say until you play pink team.
That's wow. Hey, but if you guys have made it this far, let us know who you think has the best list down in the comments. Yeah, moving on. We can talk about these week 1 matchups.
Oh yeah, why don't we go ahead?
Yeah.
Oh! First one in here is red versus pink.
So we have red versus pink week 1. I'm gonna say talk first because both of these guys are gonna be incredibly biased with their answers.
No, zero bias, no hate.
All right, so I have red. I have
Okay.
red winning.
Good.
Purely based on the fact that you guys haven't ran with your new squad yet.
Mhm.
So I think you're going against the reigning champs, and you're also trying to figure out your chemistry and your rotation with that team.
Yeah.
I also think you guys match up horribly against them, if I'm being honest. I don't think you have size, but you don't have enough size to compensate for red.
Yeah. And you're right though. Like there is gonna be a bunch of size mismatches.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were done. But,
No, you go ahead. Yeah, I'm good.
But I also have red beating this game as much as the bias in me wants to say pink. It's unfavorable because this red team has kept most of their championship core,
Yeah.
and we've added so many pieces onto this pink team. I'm pretty much just saying what you were saying. Like we have to figure it out. And
Yeah, you're not gonna figure it out in one game.
Yeah, we're not gonna figure it out in one game. and there's gonna be a lot of people on this pink team just shooting, trying to figure out where we're at, and we won't know until the second or third game, or even just halfway through the first game. So that's how I feel.
I think this is a game where Pink is gonna you guys are almost gonna have to try and discover what roles each guy is gonna have.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pick against Red. I'm confident in my guys, and I think we are gonna take the game. I do think it's gonna be close though. I think Pink will put up a fight, but I would take Red as well.
And honestly, looking at now that I'm thinking about it, that might be better for you guys. You get your game against Red out of the way.
Yeah.
And
One of the better teams in
that
the
probably
league.
is going to be one of your toughest challenges, if not your toughest challenge of the regular season.
Right.
And that's also while you're figuring out what you want to do, how you want to orient your team going forward.
Yeah.
So it might be like a good challenge to, see how you guys want to fix your rotations, or who's going to play, who's going to start, things like that.
Yeah.
So it honestly might be beneficial for you guys, but yeah, I think consensus here, we have Red taking that game. The second game of the day is going to be Gray versus Blue.
I got Blue taking it, man.
You got Blue? Yeah, what about you?
Wait, is Gray versus Blue?
Yeah. Or was it Gray versus Purple? No, they got switched, right?
Okay. If that's the case, I'd have Blue taking the game.
Yeah.
I think there's too much talent.
I'm going to agree. I think it's...
I feel like it's gonna be a scrappy game though.
I think it is as well. I think it's going to be a very
Gray
physical
versus
game. A
Blue.
lot of chirping going on between the two teams.
I
Hopefully
just
no
think-
texts are given out.
I think Blue, if they want to score every possession and they want to pass the ball around and
Yeah.
get good buckets,
Yeah.
they're gonna have the ability to do that
Yeah.
almost every possession.
Great team just needs to figure out something defensively.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be really tough.
Yeah, again, like what we talked about the previous matchup. Gray is not matching up with Blue in terms of size.
No. No.
Justin, Marcus, and Donnie, they don't have even one guy that could guard one of those.
Yeah. And
So,
that's the truth.
yeah.
And you also gotta think about it. You got Professor, and he's a threat out there too. Somebody needs to be out there. So you can't. I mean, would you run, if you were the great team? Would you run a zone on this blue team, or would you have to run a man? Because you're done, man. I would take the chance and run the zone.
I think I'd probably do the same. Let
Yeah.
the Professor beat you with shooting. Let Donnie beat you with shooting, Chevy, and you cut your losses there. And I would definitely. I think a zone is the way to go.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they want to play that. But yeah, again, we have a consensus vote that Blue is going to win Game 2 here. And then the last matchup of the week, probably, in my eyes, is the best one. It's going to be Black versus Yellow.
Yeah.
You guys have any initial thoughts looking at this team or this matchup?
I mean, I feel like this is gonna be actually be a great game though.
I definitely could see it.
I
being a good
I
game.
could see it with I feel like Yellow's gonna be scrambling out there, but like I also feel like Black is a lot better than they were, and I feel like they'll know what to do with this Yellow team. That's why I feel like Black would beat this Yellow team. It's just Yellow team just needs to find their identities on each role,
Yeah.
and it's gonna show on the court when they first go out there. So, Black, they have their team, they have the experience together, and they have the addition of Didi and Curtis, and I don't think anybody could stop that in the Yellow team.
I'd have to agree with Emilio. I think Black takes it. I will say I'm wondering to see with the physicality of Adam and Jacob how Didi reacts to that, because those are
Yeah.
guys that they're tough to push around. They slide their feet pretty well. Like I think that is going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
Didi versus the bigs on the Yellow team. But I think Black is too talented, and I think that they'll end up.
I think
taking
that's
it.
what'll keep the Yellow team in the game is their size.
Yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
I think Black takes it in a close game. Maybe towards the end of the game they blow it open a little bit.
I
But
think, I also agree with you guys. I think Black's going to have it this game. With Yellow, like you said, I think they're just going to be scrambling the entire game.
Yeah.
Struggling to... Because I know this is a long time ago, but I remember I was still playing on Yellow team, and we didn't have Adrian for a game or two. Those 2 games that we didn't have him, it was a mess. We
Yeah.
had no idea what we were doing. So again, someone's going to have to step up, take up that leader role.
Because go ahead.
I think matchup wise too, I don't know how that's gonna work, if they're gonna wanna man up against this Black team. But yeah, what did you want to say?
It's just I could see like 3 or 4 people in here that want to step up to Adrian's role,
Yeah.
and I like that in itself is gonna hurt them because it's just gonna be a couple of people trying to take that leadership role rather than some guys taking a step back and being great glue guys, which this yellow team needs.
Yeah.
They need someone there that will strictly play that guard position and play it well.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's gonna do it, but hopefully they do it well.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with what you said. Like, if you just look at this list of guys, like almost half of them, like you could play them anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
they're kind of like a positionless team.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So yeah, like
So it
someone's
just
gonna
makes
have
me
to-
excited to watch it.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
just wanna
It'll
see
be a
what-
good game for sure.
But I think that's about all we have for this episode.
Yes, sir.
Make sure to pop out. July 7th is week 1 of games. We'll be back after week 1. There's gonna be a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we're gonna go over the we gotta go over the games that were played
Yeah.
and see how surprised we are.
Yeah.
But thank you, Alex, for coming out.
Real quick, just gonna say thank you guys for having me. But
Yeah, no
also, I
problem.
think a big part of the Red team's success last year was the crowd. I think Red had one of the biggest crowds out of
Yeah.
all the teams. So, you know,
I feel like it's gonna be good this
having
year,
that
too.
sixth man was so huge. Hearing, the girlfriends, the wives, the parents rooting you on, almost like gives you like that extra push late in games. So bring your parents, bring your girlfriends, your kids.
Yo, yeah, we gotta
Tell them
turn
to
it
pull
up
up.
this year.
Tell them to pull up. There's gonna be the microphones back. It's gonna be an
Yeah.
exciting season.
I feel like it's definitely gonna be a great season. But you see like Keenan and Mill, they started bringing out their girlfriends and all the families. They realize that it's a family-friendly culture that you can
Definitely.
bring your family to, and everybody has a good time. And we always had that party after the finals, so it's exciting. Hopefully people, like you said, bring your people out. It's gonna be a good time Sunday morning, just on some relaxing stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week hopefully, and till next time.
Later.
All right.